Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 kill team video. Today this is the one I'm doing my Las Vegas Open vlog. But before getting into things, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought, all that kind of jazz. So yeah, I've actually landed Tuesday evening and it's now Friday, the day of the tournament. Done some sightseeing and acclimation. So I did some shooting on Wednesday, did some networking stuff. And then yesterday went to Bacamal's, I've probably said that name wrong several times, to the Caesar's Palace buffet for dinner. And yeah, we went to the GW preview, so the Mandrakes look amazing. I love the Mandrakes. More Drukhari teams, although technically the Mandrakes are demons. But yeah, so I'm actually in my special suit because for this LVO, even though I just realised I tapped the mic, I'm actually representing KEL team. So you can kind of see I've got my special, thanks to Jimmy Kelly, so I've got my crit logo to put my name. I've got the Welsh flag, so you know, I think I've got a crit logo somewhere else, but we'll see. So I'm actually wearing my purple and black suit, and then I've got a special white blazer. So this should be fun. I'm actually fancying it up because you Americans keep fancying it up every time I go to these events, ever since I started in Nova 2023. Yeah, no, 2022? Nova 2022. So yeah, you know, finally the UK is coming back in style. So we'll see how I do. I'm bringing my Elucidian Starstriders. I'm in Group A, and it's all open today. Then all into the dark, asymmetrical and symmetrical, and then we're all joined together on the Sunday for Group 3. So I'm probably going to play all my games because each one's 2 hours long. So I'm going to play 1, 2, 3 today, and then I'll probably just come back in the evening to record each game and we'll see how we do. So let's go on and get playing. Okay, it's the end of day 1. I am currently second in LVO for Pod A. So round 1 I played into, what do you call it? Blades of Cain. So I'd already played into Blades of Cain, so I was prepared because I didn't in London. Obviously, I've been playing them for a while for the channel. And effectively, turning point 1, pretty even. Then he won a charge. He ran initiative, Banshee charged into my assassin, only rolled a crit and 2 hits with a reroll. I parried first at his crit. He hit me for 2 damage. I only took 1 damage because of my feel no pain. Parried him out and then killed him, and then charged the striking scorpion and killed him and effectively won me the game because I pushed up there. Then round 2, because round 1 was secure. Then round 2 we were playing capture, and I was into Kellen, my teammate. So he was running novitiates, and I have a lot of experience into novitiates, and that was a matchup I was planning for. I was also dreading to play him. I was like, if things align for horribleness, I'll play novitiates round 2, specifically Kellen. And that happened, and it was actually a super close game. I won effectively because I finally won initiative turning point 4 and lanced as leader, but I decided to abandon my tac ops. So I only got 3 points on the tac ops, but on the primary I went 3-3, then 4-1, 3-3 and 4-2. So it pushed me enough so I won 15-11, but it was super tight and very hard, like definitely my hardest game. And then round 3 I was against Intercession, and this was oddly a game I almost lost turning point 2. So we're playing loot, and I had killed 1 intercessor with my laser, and then I brought 1 down to 7 wounds. Activated, did 8 mortal wounds with my leader, and I was like, okay, you're shooting on death. Rolled crit, hit, killed my leader, got eliminate guard, routes, and headhunter for 4 points, and then end of turning point 2, even though he had 3 marines left, I was behind by 6 points, and then I just managed to kill enough marines to push through on loot so that I could go 4-2, 4-2. And I managed to win 2016, so it was super close. 2014, I think, but it was potentially going wrong. What saved me was my Leg 2 Maester rolling 4 hits, being 4 crits every time he shot at a Marine. So just like, I'm giving myself lethal 4 up. I'll shoot at you. I've got 4 hits. So you take 4 mortal wounds. You block 1, and you take 12 wounds and die. And he did that twice. So that saved my game, but very fun day 1. Dakota's been amazing on Luster's Workshop and Squad Games. He's been streaming it live, which you hope to be watching. And KEL team has been great. We did an amazing walk-in. We've got a banner. I'll probably show my waistcoat. So, you know, there you can see it. He put my crit logo, my name, the Welsh flag, because I'm half Welsh. So it's super cool. But I'm just going to pop up now and do some recording with Travis and some of the other people from just another Kill Team podcast and some Goonhammer stuff, so I'll see you guys in a moment. So this is the weird part of the vlog, experimental stuff where we've now got...
Oh, we're recording already.
Yeah, we have recorded. I've just recorded anyway.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave that in. I've done my recap. So now we've also done our recaps because
we've done our recaps on Adrian's vlog,
Travis,
which will be on Goonhammer.
Yeah. And then Travis and
Jason from Just Another Kill Team podcast.
There we go.
And I think now we could talk a little bit about how the kind of overall meta is shaping up. Because I think, we've had a series of changes, coming into this tournament. Commandos ate a small nerf.
Yeah, ate a small nerf. They definitely feel you're a bit more honest on open. You got to make sure that forward deploy really does the work. Because if you mess up with one of it, it's just like feels bad, and you got to foot slog it up the rest of the board like all these other losers. So
you got to play. You actually have to play a whole game on open.
Play a whole game. So open feels a little bit harder. I think on Into the Dark they feel the same. So they're probably easier on Into the Dark right now because they get to do a bunch of crazy pre-game movement, 9 inches up the board for one guy and potentially 6 for another. And that 9-inch movement, technically right now, rules is written, can be on engage. So open feels a little tougher, but that's just because it came from feeling much easier. So overall, I still think they're fine. I think their toughest matchups right now would probably against a good player would probably be Gellerpox. If Orion piloted them, something like that, he's really good with them.
Do we have any other commando players in striking distance right now, or is it just you?
Well, Mike Cortez is 2-1, so potentially still a 6-1 could still, or a 5-1 could still happen. I don't know about the other commando players, but in my pod, Mike Cortez is a 2-1.
I don't think there's not a lot of commando players in Group B. I think
there was 5 and 4, 5 in Group A and 4 in Group B.
There's still a lot of them. I don't know where they're.
But I don't think any of them have done crazy well, right? I think the Felgor has kind of checked them, it looks like.
It seems like it, strangely enough.
Yeah, it seems like, in Group B, Exaction Squad have done well, Felgors have done well, Novitiates have done well.
Yeah.
So, on In the Dark, Novitiates have definitely come back as a little bit of a menace.
And if they avoid Commandos, they're probably fine.
Correct, yeah. The Commandos Novitiate matchup is just kind of miserable. How's Group A doing? The shooting matchups, I think Group A has a lot of the shooting teams.
So I think top 3 is Commandos, then Starstriders, then Mia Starstriders. So if I play the Starstrider Mirror tomorrow, 3, right?
Veteran Guard.
Yes, then we've got... Oh, it changed again. Is it?
Yeah, I think in Group A was the open side, so the shooting teams have done a little bit better. I think talking to Vivek on the way back to our rooms, he's from Canada, part of the Maple Leaf Wargaming group, and he's a Vekard. I think he was saying that he's really excited to play on In the Dark, probably making sure to use the stupid demo man on In the Dark, because it's just miserable on In the Dark with him.
Guarantee it happens if you do it right.
Yeah.
But it's been a weird, I think Group B is the pain group. Group A has just been weird. So the top 8, we've got Commandos, Starstriders, Vet Guard. Then I believe we've got Tyranids running 10 Gene Stealers.
That's true. 3-0 Tyranids. Shout out to Plasma Spam.
Then we've got Joshua Kelly from not Plasma
Kel
Spam.
Team. Your team right now, because you're on Kel Team.
I know. With Custodes, and he said he's playing nothing but shooting teams, so he beat Kazakin as well.
That's 2 Compendium.
Yeah. And then we've got Dustin, because you just got pushed down by 1, so Dustin's running Intercession as well.
Yeah, and there's actually, I think probably the bigger surprise of the weekend, or day 1, is that there's 2 Intercession players that are basically undefeated. In Group A. I think, Jason, second half of Just Another Kill Team podcast, I don't think anyone would have expected them on open to do that well, but both of you are undefeated, so, which is a big deal, I think.
Big deal, yeah. Carrying the torch from last year, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I think the problem is, I'm actually happy playing on Into the Dark. A lot of people think Starstriders are bad on Into the Dark, and then I introduce them to my Lethal 5 assets.
Yeah.
But I think Group A is going to be interesting for day 2, because day 1 is going to be easy for Starstrider because you're an open. No matter how many times I tell people, they refuse to stay out of my move and dash range to be lanced.
Yeah.
Oh yes. So the critical thing on open against Starstriders, if you're struggling against playing them, is that there's a 12-inch bubble from their drop zone that you literally should not touch if they out-activate you. If you do that, they will guarantee move dash and lance you, and there's just no reason to ever do it. So, especially for elites, don't ever do that.
Just don't do it. Just take the loss on the points and live.
You have to play for turn 2 through 4 against Starstriders, or you will just lose the game because you'll be down too many operatives.
But what's the top 8 for Group B? Because Group B, the thing about Group B has 6 Felgors.
Oh my God.
6 Felgor, 3 Exaction Squad player, 2 or 3 Exaction Squad.
Let me see if I can pull it out. Well, actually, I don't have Group B on here.
Oh no, I do have it. I just don't.
Oh,
know
yeah,
if it's
Let me go grab my phone.
That's okay. I've got it. So Group B. So we've got James Robinson. I think he's Harlequin. So he's like been.
Oh yeah, we've got
Void.
The Void Dancers are doing well.
I don't know who Avery is running. But he's second, and then we've got Orion in third.
Orion. So we have Felgor, Vetguard, Blooded.
Oh, so we have Void.
Novitiates.
Wait, what is James running? I might have got James and Avery mixed. James Avery. Also
James
Void.
Robinson is Chaos Cult.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. Chaos Cults. Chaos Cults on
Okay.
In the Dark.
Into
I
the
think
Dark, that makes
his
sense.
scores are also so. Chaos Cults obviously on In the Dark are great.
Yeah,
They
still.
have not lost any of that. So going into day 2, the real question is whether or not the Chaos Cults are going to be losing any of that win rate or beating off the win rate.
Because we've got Chaos Cult, Harlequin, Void Dancer Troop, Felgor Ravager, Chris Backey with Vetguard, Nick Craven with Blooded.
There's some good players.
George
yeah.
Moore,
George's
Novitiates,
yep. And then we've got Christian
and Ben.
Ben is Legionary because they drew. Oh no, it's Legionary. Legionary 7th and 8th.
Nice.
Yeah.
So intersect. So for as much as
That's pretty
all,
diverse.
for as
Very
much as
diverse,
everyone was
yeah.
saying coming into this that casts are going to eat up all the elites, it hasn't really panned out that way.
We
at
have
the
one
moment.
Kazakhstan in our top 8 in Group 8, right?
Oh, we did. I think it's actually
Austin is
changed.
undefeated.
Austin Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so he's 7. So
the one.
as much as we were saying that Kazakhstan are going to dump on parts of the meta, it hasn't really seemed like it's panned out so far, which is good.
I think day one in these tournaments
so
is
far,
also interesting because you can still get like 1 or 2 softballs.
You
or
get 3 soft-ish
softballs,
balls
yeah,
because
on
I think
day one,
this
yeah.
is still a random within your pairing.
So we still
Tournament.
have between Intercession and what do you call them? Legionary. We have 22 players, 24, and
It's like 34% of the meta is elites.
11 Kazakhstan. And in
Really?
Group A, Kazakhstan have actually killed most of the elites. It's like you and the other Intercession guy are like the last blinding hope.
Because
Like,
we didn't run into.
I was
Luck of the draw.
I was against the highest scoring Intercession player, and then he was like, "How damaging can your lance be?" And I'm just like, "Yes."
Yes, it can.
The answer is don't move within 12 and don't
Yeah.
find out.
No, it's great. It's just like I'm in cover. Right? It's got barrage. It's like, oh yeah, you did tell me that, and it's like, it's great. I love Starstriders. But I think the interesting thing is Group B has more draws. So I know Ryan Slater from Turning Point Tactics. He's I think 10th on 2 wins and a draw because he actually drew.
The draws are going to make it weird.
Yeah, because he actually drew in round 3 on Loot
okay.
on Into the
The whole
Dark against
tournament
Felgor,
works that way, so.
which is actually usually Exaction Squad's easiest matchup.
One of their, for what it's worth, it sounds like all of the Felgor Exaction players, they're always worried about any time a Felgor goes into a shield, it's like they could kill them because you could get lucky with Brutal.
Yeah.
Or you just do nothing and then the Felgor player just loses them all.
If you're a Felgor Ravager player, the trick is to run, make your roster 10-man and take as many of the brutal guys you can, and then all of a sudden that matchup is fine.
approachable.
Yeah, it's
approachable. I wouldn't say fine because you still have to roll you can still get crit out and they can still double pair you and, and it all goes to shit. So,
but it's not too
mana.
bad.
It's doable. It is an approachable matchup. It's just
And I think like the interesting thing. So now we're going to flip. So obviously Starstriders are naturally going to be a disadvantage going into day 2, but I know. Right? Shut up. But Group B going into day 2 is actually going to be the reverse because now all the Exaction Squad players and Felgor are going to be like, oh my gosh, what is long range?
Yeah.
Even though they have a sniper.
Yeah.
And then it's like Chaos Cult. I mean, I think if Chris played into Chaos Cult, he would dismantle them with his Vetguard.
I think Chris and Nick are both poised pretty well on open with Blooded and Vetguard to do good because they've survived into the dark. Not that that's bad for them.
Blooded is good. Blooded is good enough on
Vetguard
the dark.
is fine on everything.
And then Vetguard just doesn't like they're worse, but they're not that much worse. They have different strengths actually.
Yeah,
I think
because you can make that team work on both just with different strategies.
Yeah, for Starstriders, I actually prefer playing Vetguard on Into the Dark because it makes their spotter useless, effectively.
Yeah.
He's still got a gun.
Some maps you can still.
He's still got a good gun. Like as much as the spotter, is not as good, you can still drop a blast 2, lethal 5 dice on 4s.
It's like I effectively
Rami did that.
No, it's like so I play against Charles, who's like effectively the best Vetguard player in the UK. So I'm like very confident to the Vetguard matchup.
Yeah.
So that'll be fine. I don't want to play Starstriders. I hope I draw and dodge out Adrian and.
There's no way you're gonna be able to dodge Adrian if you keep winning. It's like literally impossible.
It's fine.
It's like literally impossible.
John and I have never played, so we've danced around each other at every tournament.
I'm going to bend the light, and then it's like what do you call it? Custodies. I can just chip out because my damage just effectively goes down to 3. My assassin will just go after sisters.
Right.
I think
Good luck.
It's going to be tough, but
that one is a very hard.
but
matchup.
it's not as bad as.
It's not as bad as Commandos.
Yeah.
but it's still not good.
It's not great,
Yeah.
but I think it's still doable. And then Gene Stealers, I think it's just like the problem with melee teams is the moment they go behind in killing, like they can't come back because that tempo just changes. So if you get a kill before they do, then they don't want to charge someone who's activated. They want to charge someone who hasn't activated.
Right.
And then in that situation, the moment you go ahead and force them to only get charges that they can get on activated models, you just win them out.
Yeah.
So
And they only have Gene Stealers can't have 3 APL
Nope.
period, right? So just they
and
can't.
he's not even taking free warriors because I would go free
No,
warriors.
I think he was saying that on In the Dark, he's looking to play some warriors.
because he needs to do mission
Just in
actions
general,
or
more warriors.
if he takes
you
warriors,
want the ability to give yourself 3 APL when you're playing on.
yeah.
You
But
know.
the problem is if he takes warriors, they're going to eat the lance.
No, like it's not. You're both of you are in really good positions on Group 1.
I think so. Yeah.
You know, Jason, how are you feeling about the rest of Group 1 or Group A on In the Dark? With intercession.
My run is over.
Well, don't say that. Don't say that, Jason.
Dude, Assault Intercessor into the Dark. That's scary.
There's a little bit of something there. I haven't really practiced at all, so I'm just kind of like
Just open the doors and
open the doors and run
profit,
in there and I
Don't
know.
guard too much. Guard is actually not. Amazing.
Guard is terrible. Yeah.
Not for 6-man teams.
Yeah.
You
No, it's
can't.
like
Make sure if you do win like attacker or defender on the asymmetric boards, really give it a think on where you want to go, because on some of those boards you can have an advantage for
Some of
setting
them
up
are a
melee.
serious
Yeah, there's some
advantage,
good melee setup pieces.
Well, it's the weird thing because the LVO boards are great and they're so asymmetrical. The weirdest thing, I keep seeing people just like they win the attacker role and they'll go, "I'll be attacker or defender," and just go like, "I'll pick that side," and they don't like properly glance.
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah.
just glance and
You mean the
properly
asymmetric into the dark layouts?
and open.
That's so. Yeah, that's so.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I've seen people choose that fast if they're just determined to be attacker. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They were just like, "I'll just take that."
these
side.
maps are open, and so far on open, I'd say some of them, depending on your team, are like you should really be thinking about what side you want more than deploying last. I think.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I agree, and it's the same. The interesting thing with the Into the Dark layouts is there's asymmetrical and symmetrical, so you can't just go, "Oh, I practiced Dakota's maps."
Right. So there's GW and his. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all like shuffled in there, so it's like totally random which one you get.
Yeah, and the good thing is he's avoiding layout. You're not using layouts 1 and 5, which I think are the worst layouts, especially 1. I don't use layout 1 for my Into the Dark.
That's the one where everything's along the midline.
Yeah.
Commandos just like
just
move forward and
commandos.
profit.
I think the current idea is that on that map, elites have to play like a skew strategy, and they can't just play like I'm just going to split up evenly on these 4
you
boxes
just
because
have
you're
to give up
guaranteed.
sides.
You go
you're
for
guaranteed
one
to
on
lose a
turn
box.
one if-
Well, no.
if
Like
you
your
commit to
goal,
any,
your
yeah.
goal is actually that you swing out and you overcommit to one side.
Oh, yeah.
And you play for turns 2 through 4, but everyone just wants to not lose points on turn 1, so
Right.
everyone just commits to like I'm just going to lose a marine.
And like versus commandos on the map, I don't think you can get 2 primary points.
No, it's really hard.
Maybe
because
you can,
commandos
but you just
also-
die. Yeah.
Was the other thing on that map on layout 1, commandos can, if they put the barricade right, because I had the problems when I was playing Chaos Cotton to them,
Yeah.
you can body block the points, especially if they're like trying to get a melee push.
Yeah.
They actually can't charge you, but you can charge back. So commandos would just lock down those 2 flanks and force
Yeah.
you to play the mid room.
For what
the-
it's
the-
worth,
the-
it's a fun looking map. It's easy for new players to understand, but it does leave something to be desired as far as like actual
Gameplay.
play patterns.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it's gotten taken out. Which one is 5?
It's the one where you've got a big lane with no cover, and then you've got the middle room, and then another lane with a door in the middle. So it's like the one where if your Pathfinder's a vet guard, you just go like, "Oh, this is a great map. I win." Like,
It's okay. For what it's worth, as a Pathfinder player playing on these asymmetric boards, they've been fine.
yeah, I
Like,
think
there's more than enough room for me to set up some forward deploy. There's more than enough room for me to play recon sweep.
Yeah,
Well,
and he did change the map layout because we played a few with an earlier layout,
Yeah, yeah.
and there were a few that were a problem, but he did address those. So credit to him.
Well, it's like the good thing is in his map pack, when I covered it in my video, which you can check, he's got the melee one and the shooting one. So the mosh pit of death room is like if I run into command, I'm just gonna give up. Like because it's on that map you've got the center room with 2 objectives and it's
Yeah.
just a big mosh pit.
Yeah.
So it's like.
I love a mosh pit.
But he balanced that with shooting boards, but not to the extent GW into the dark layouts have. But I think
That's like literally 50-50 on GW.
But I think Day 2 is going to be super interesting for both groups because we don't know how it's going to play out. It's just like
I'm very excited because like the top 8, like the top 16, I guess 8 from each group is actually like very diverse.
Yeah.
It is pretty diverse, but it's
Yeah.
also because everything has been skew right now.
That's true. And
So
it's-
like I think it's nice because it makes the narrative a little bit more like, oh, who's gonna
Yeah.
do it? But now we're doing the bleed over, so we're really gonna figure out like who can actually do both types.
well, because there's only going to be one person at the undefeated at the end of Day 2 for each pod, and then
maybe 2.
No, it should be just be one.
No, because there's
we had
there's seven.
drops.
We have 7 people who are undefeated with no ties or anything. So it'll be down to potentially 4. Then 2. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, depends how ties.
No,
go,
there'll
yeah.
be one person from each pod on 4 wins. That's a
Interesting.
better way to put it.
Yeah.
I think Group B is going to have the interesting because they have like 4 to 6 draws.
Yeah.
So Group B's gone really weird on the draws, but Group A is just cursed by like compendium teams, just like going, you thought we were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I think the more surprising thing is that Custodies managed
to go 3-0
to go 3-0 on open. Like I think
Yeah.
that is actually
I'd be curious to see what
probably
the win
one of the
path was.
biggest surprises overall, because
Yeah.
like as much as I do think that team is good, and I think we all 4 of us agree they have play.
They can be good,
the fact that they went 4-0 on open is very
3-0,
strange, because
yeah.
like you get out activated by everyone.
Yeah.
You will eventually get chipped down.
Yeah.
And that is a lot
I
for
think
people to deal
Jeshua's
with.
just been really good with him. He's a really good player, and I think he's been putting the reps in.
Nice.
Because he's like day 1 was his hardest, so now day 2 is.
Yeah, day 2 he's good. So like
Yeah.
the 2-5 on In the Dark is really hard for
Yeah.
even for almost any team to manage. Like
Yeah.
even Commandos kind of run into a couple issues because the injury bubbles does make everything
Harder,
inconsistent.
yeah.
And the sisters can go into melee, and
They just take power swords probably.
they always take power swords. Yeah, and they just
And the
run around and
faceplates,
doink you.
Yeah, 11 wounds. So
Yeah.
yeah.
11 wound, taking 4 damage
What's, like,
each
the
will
interesting
beat a
thing-
commando on 4s.
If he plays against me, the bolt gun is actually a mistake against me. But I think he'll go 5 power swords if we play. But it'll be interesting. But I think that's pretty much it. And then we'll be back again day 2 and then maybe Sunday. So
Yeah, well, I think we're going to try to have 3 parts, each day, and then at the end we'll do a final vlog, and it'll be split up between Just Another Kill Team and Can You Roll a Crit?
So until next time, remember you got Adrian, who's the best US player. Me,
True.
I'm a secret New Yorker. And then
Yeah.
Kill Team Podcast. So until next time,
Thanks,
I'll see you
everybody.
tomorrow.
See you soon.
Okay, so it's currently end of day 2. I am in my fancy suit from Kill Team. Ooh, Wales. It was all into the dark today. So round 1, I played the Mirror, which was cursed on Capture, I think. No, it was Loot. The Mirror on Loot. Very tough. I've never played the Mirror before. Neither has my opponent. But thankfully, he was like, he's never played against Starstriders before. Well, I've played against Starstriders a lot. And effectively, I kind of, in that matchup, just went on waiting for him to take initiative and reacting to his pushes. So that worked for me. And I managed to win that, I think, by 6 or 8 points, just because I managed to wipe him out at the end of the game and swing things around. Then I played into Gene Stealer Colts. Now, Gene Stealers, just Hive Fleet Gene Stealers, 10 Gene Stealers against Jeremy from Plasma Spam. It was super tough. He played super aggressive Turning Point 1, and I think he was expecting me to push back and play defensively. So instead I pushed up and was hyper aggressive, killed his leader Turning Point 1, and then brought down a Gene Stealer to 1 wound, 1 initiative, killed a Gene Stealer and killed the other, and then just by the end of the game, because I won a key initiative, like using Lance Strikes and Air Strikes every turn, I managed to win by 2 points and have 2 models left to his 1. So he was just impressed how I'd like webbed out everything for auras and threat ranges. But it was a very tough game, very fun, but very tough. And then finally I managed to play Adrian for the first time. So I kind of thought I would play him in his commandos. And I had a plan. The plan works on open, I believe. There's a chance on open. We were playing secure. It did not work well. He spaced out very well. I didn't even get an asset off all game. But I managed to go 4 on the TAC Ops and how many on the primary? 2, 4, 6, 9. Yeah, so I got 15, lost 23-15. So not a huge loss, but very tough. Adrian plays a very clean game, so there was not much I could do there, unfortunately. So at the moment, I think I'm 5th out of 161. We're waiting on BCP to merge the groups, and currently I am 3rd in my pod. In Pod A, so I'm on 5 wins and a loss, but I have a great time. Dakota and squad games, they've been great, like, Giacomo, Sheldon, everyone, his entire team, they've been great. Everyone I've played, everyone I've met and said hi, it's super cool. So now I'm just going to go out and do some maybe more recording, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh my gosh, there we go, it's fun.
Oh no, the granola.
The granola bars are holding everything together.
Just like the Pepsi.
So I've already recapped my day, but I guess we could recap like the top 8 in each group, even though there's no top cut.
There is not a top cut. It's both brackets are now getting merged together, and we're going into mixed terrain for the next day.
Yeah.
Sounds like you talked a little bit about your 5-1.
Yeah.
But, Jason out here, he's on his 402, just another Kill Team podcast. Turns out the sweaty part of the podcast is Jason.
Who would have thunk?
Who would have thought?
It was like one practice game on Into the Dark, and that's all you need.
Turns out the real niche tactics is, in fact, the Doom Bolter.
All you need is Doom.
How are we feeling about your one loss to Adrian?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Just I potentially may only play one commando tomorrow.
That would be a dream, right?
Or I don't play any commando.
Yeah, I think you just want to avoid commandos.
Yeah.
I think it was funny walking out of the hotel when we were going off to get pho. We bumped into Ryan S. From Turning Point Tactics. Like, yeah, you have any secret tactics against commandos? And he's just like, it's impossible.
Well, you just have to hope they make mistakes. Which is, if they don't make mistakes, there's nothing you can do. Not like they misplays. Like, well, they've missed an angle that they don't see an angle you can get. That kind of stuff. It's hard on Into the Dark, but I think it's doable on open. But you need them to make like errors.
It's still a real uphill battle.
Yeah.
It's never not an uphill battle against commandos at the moment.
That's okay. Felgors are going to be a problem as well, but we'll see. It will just rely on me kiting. So, like, even if I can reliably frenzy them, it's just I need to frenzy, like, at least 3 a turn. Like, probably 4 I need to frenzy a turn.
That sounds hard.
Yeah, and I'm probably just going to take tons of flash visors.
I mean, if you just... Oh, yeah, I guess you can't just blast them.
That's right, because the Tox Horn is one of their big ways to stall out opposing teams.
Yeah.
So if you take, 3 or 4 of them... and,
I might even
just take 10 and then put 6 equipment points on the leader or on Voidmaster and just have him do the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun niche tactic, right, Jason?
No one's going to expect it. Everyone's like, oh, stun grenade spam. I was like, no, sunglasses spam. There we go.
Sunglasses spam. The coolest kids on the block.
Exactly.
So who do we think, are big favorites going in? Obviously, Orion, 6-0, Adrian, 501, Jason out here, 402. We've got a couple people, we've got a lot of, losses. I think there's also a vet guard player on
4 wins and 2 draws. 4 wins, 2 draws.
So there's a couple undefeateds floating around.
Well, it's like literally the biggest game that will decide everything is unfortunately going to be round 1 versus Adrian and
Adrian and Ryan's the big grudge match. They just played the last week. At the time of this filming, it'll be a week ago at UTC for the big $1,000 cash prize at the Goonhammer event.
Won by a child.
We don't have to talk about who won. Obviously it was a commando player who played very well.
Very good child. Very good child.
Turns out, clocks are important, and
the future is now, old man. The future is now.
Clocks are actually probably going to play into your guys' potential matchup. Both of you are both of the players that are undefeated are very precise players. They're going to be on stream. They'll be on clock. So hopefully people get a chance to see it on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be interesting because it's like, I think if you win, Adrian, I don't think there's anyone who could get in your way.
I think it's probably. I think not to say I'll pop in here for a second.
Oh yeah, right here. We got a get in front.
I'm
the undefeated out here.
All right, what's up? I have, not to sound, and at the risk of sounding cocky, I think whoever wins the Orion Adrian game probably just goes on. Like, I mean, unless there's a really weird matchup. Like, he seems on a path to success. I feel pretty good about most matchups, and.
There could be a vet guard spoiler.
Vet guard's always. Maybe I play Chris.
Chris Bocky's still on vet guard.
That's true.
He could still come up from underneath as a spoiler.
100%.
Because you haven't played him, but Orion has played him.
Orion has. That's very true. So like my tie makes things very strange. It'd be a bit more straightforward if I was just undefeated, but the tie is weird. But if I win like all my 3 matchups, then it is what it is. So at the very least, it's nice to know it is within my control. I mean, to a certain extent, you never know what the map is going to be, the terrain, the mission, the dice.
Rolls,
Exactly. So, but overall, I feel good going into it. Just need to be rested up and not forget rules and all the standard kill team stuff. The things we try and do as competitive players.
I think the weirdest thing is there's 2 losses. There's people with 4 wins and 2 draws is actually worse than 5 wins and a loss.
I know it is. Yeah. So if I went like 1 loss and 1 draw. It'd be significantly worse than the people who just have 1 loss total.
Yes.
So that's kind of the issue there. So now it does put a lot more pressure on me to actually win everything, as opposed to dropping 1 game and then just relying on my very high primary and secondary scoring, which I think is
the most out of most people.
Yeah, I think
my primary is tied with Orion, and my secondary beats Orion, as it stands. And I think we're the highest of anybody in the thing. So the tie really put a curveball in it. So now it's just you just got to win. So that's what we will try and do. We're going to try and end the 2023 IT season with a bang.
Yeah, and then Spain will cry. Maybe Spain will cry.
We'll see.
We'll see how it
This
goes.
is all retrospective. At the time of posting, this will already have been decided. But right now, we don't know. We're in the past.
This
We're in
is
the past.
we'll find out at the next part of the vlog,
and
or,
we'll just
podcast.
snap our fingers, and a whole day will have gone by in
It'd be
Vegas.
magic. If only we could do that now, that would be so much more.
I don't know. I kind of part of me wants to just be what's the result? Do I? And then I'm like, I wanna have
be there.
played it.
You're
I'm
in
gonna
it.
be there. It's gonna be a lot. 6 more hours of kill team tomorrow. If
I think
BCP can get their shit
I think
together.
the biggest.
I'm looking at it now, and
Is it not up?
yet.
No, that's.
Orion's not on here anymore.
Wait.
I think they're doing it as we speak.
That's
yeah.
They're
the.
pulling people over, right?
Yeah. I think the
good,
biggest
good.
problem tomorrow is we're doing 9 to 11 and then 11:15 till.
The 15-minute break is going to be rough. I don't know why they cut
Yeah.
15 minutes off the first break.
I would have rather had a shorter lunch than a shorter break.
But it's just 15 minutes. I mean,
You say that, but
this is 15 minutes. You came all the way out to the Vegas.
no, it's because there's an award ceremony that.
Yeah, no, but I would have made the lunch shorter. But we'll see. I think I've already got my snacks prepped, so I got another protein bar, so that will be fine. So it's just going to be an endurance. I was speaking to Chris Backy, and it's we're both making minor mistakes, but we're look, it's a long tournament. This is an endurance race, not a sprint.
Mistakes do actually nobody's playing perfect games, and I made little mistakes which cost me a victory point here, victory point there, maybe a few errors in my vet guard game that could have potentially led to a win, but I just it didn't see it, or I had some pretty bad dice rolls too actually. So stuff happens out of your control, so you do the best you can. You never control your matchups or the boards or the missions or the dice, so it's not a perfect game. And sometimes you get favorite matchups, sometimes you don't. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get commandos on Into the Dark when you're Starstriders, and
There's a pirate hard at work in BCP, just furiously
one
typing
by.
away.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. So we've got stuff. We're gonna play.
It's 10, 15, p.m. and we're still waiting on BCP to finish things up.
So we're gonna rest and stuff. I'm gonna have my full suit tomorrow. Kel team forever, by the way. The suit is amazing. No, the suit has
Did they give it to you?
No. So they got me the waistcoat and the shirt, but it's because I couldn't get the shirt in time. But the waistcoat they custom made. But it's great. It's I'm definitely doing the Orion and wearing suits to major events now.
So the reports of intercession have been vastly overestimated, huh?
Who would have thunk? Intercessors gliding through without any losses.
Yeah, there's 2 in the top 8 on Group A side, so we'll see. The thing is, elites are an important part of the meta. They're just in a horrible spot. But it's the weird thing is, there's 6 Kazakin in 8 Kazakin in Group A, but they've all gone 4 and 2. So the problem is, the moment you drop down, they're all there in the shark tank. They're the sharks, right?
Mulching pit.
Yeah, it's just they're oh, is there another elite player? We're waiting for the elite. So, but we'll see. But yeah, we'll chat to you guys tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.
Okay, so this is the start of the final day of LVO. It's Sunday morning, 8:15, 20 past 8, something like that. So this is the final day. I'm now confirmed 5th overall in the top 8, but there's no top 8 cut. We've just been combined pods. So I'm going to go down now, join my Kel team, teammates, and then we'll walk in. So I don't know who I'm playing round 1 yet, but it's going to be tough because because Sunday has to finish earlier for the awards for Las Vegas and LVO in general. We're doing round 1 9 to 11, then round 2 11:15 till 1:15, and then we'll have an hour lunch, I think, and then we'll have the final game. So once again, I'll record all my stuff when the end of the day is. But let's go. It's time to have fun. See how my Starstriders do. 5 wins, 1 loss. Can't go any worse than here. It means whatever happens, I'm always going to be positive in wins, because if I get 3 more losses, I'll be 5 wins, 4 losses. So we'll see what happens. I'm really happy, excited, nervous, but should be fun. I'm having fun with my Starstriders. Should find out if I win any painting awards today, because I painted and converted this team a lot, which is what I'm really hoping for. So let's go. It's going to be interesting and fun. So I'll see you guys technically 8 or 10 hours. Okay, so this is
the end of day 3. So round 1 I was against Chris Backy, great guy. He's actually a really good friend. We have never played, so we managed to finally play, and we were playing secure on a very barren open map, but it was quite close. I made some few errors. I think there was just like rushing when I didn't need to, which is kind of a common problem of mine. But it was very close, and in the end, I only lost by 6 points, but by then I'd lost quite a lot. But I'd managed to do right trades. I'd positioned stuff wrongly and made some few decisions incorrectly, like with blast timings. But otherwise, very fun, super close. Then I played Commandos on Into the Dark on Capture, and I used everything I'd learned from Adrian's game. And it was actually super close. I made some positional errors again, getting too eager to get my space laser off. But actually kept it really close. Highlight of the game for me was first activation, my Voidmaster gunning down the Slasher Boy with free APL, then charging the Grot and killing it with a crit and a hit, which was very important. But only lost that one by 1 point. It was super tight, very close, very tight and fun game. But the Commander matchup's horrible. It's not too bad on open. I think it's doable on open. It's still rough, but Into the Dark hurts. I mean, Commandos hurt a lot right now. And then my last game was against Hand of the Archon on Loot. And as Elucidian Starstriders, I'm never... if I out-activate someone, I have no issues. So it was completely fine. And especially Hand of the Archon, because I know them inside and out. So... he did good at not taking my bait for trying to get shots for turning point 1, but yeah, so he was good at denying my tac ops. Also, when Lucia just fluffs charging into an enemy leader, so I only got 3 on the tac ops, but I managed to get 12 on the primary, so I won 15-10. So still very fun game, very close, but I managed to end 6 wins and 3 losses. So that put me, I think, 17th out of 131 players, which was really cool. I got Best Starstrider player. I won Best Single Painted Miniature for my Defco Executioner, Crown the Executioner, which was really good. And yeah, I just had so much fun. It was so cool. We went to the award ceremony. Adrian won. He won LVO and ITC, so he's the best player in the world for this year. It's really good. Games Workshop provided some great support, and thanks has to go to all my friends at the event. Everyone I've met in America and traveling has been so cool, and it's just great to meet you guys and see you all in person as well. Everyone who said hi and thanks, that was really cool. And special thanks goes to Dakota and Squad Games, his and his store Luster's Workshop. Him and his team did an amazing job. LVO 2024 was amazing. It was last year was good. This year was even better, and he ran the world's biggest kill team event. So I can't wait for next year. I think the Australians are coming, the Spanish are coming. I think more British people are coming. There's a French group coming. So you should all be at LVO next year, because it's going to be even better. We can hit 200, 250 players. Or 256 have Kill Team's first super major. That'll be so cool. But yeah, until next time, I might do some more recording. I need to go out and eat and stuff. So I'll speak to you guys in a bit.
Okay, so I'm back in London. It's actually landed yesterday. I've just been doing a lot of sleeping. So, overall, event was super cool. If you want to catch the day 3 recap with me, Adrian, Travis and Jason from Just Another Kill Team podcast, they'll be on their YouTube channel, which I'll link. LVO was super fun. I managed to finish 17th overall out of 131. Got Best Starstriders. Out of all 3 Starstrider players. But it's really cool. 6 wins, 3 losses. Really fun event. Top 8. So obviously, not obviously. Well, Adrian won with his Commandos, which also grant him an ITC champion. So he managed to stop Ace from doing 3 in a row. Ace came 2nd overall in ITC, and Dan from the UK came 3rd. But 2nd was Vivek from Canada with his Vet Guard. 3rd was Orion with his Felgor Ravager. Yeah, 4th was Jimmy Kelly from Kel Team, obviously, with Felgor Ravager. Mike Cortez came in 5th with Commandos. Austin came in 6th with Kazakin. Koa came in 7th with Void Dancer Troop. And then Jeremy came in 8th with, just Gene Stealers, basically. But it was a super fun event, super cool. I have to, Dakota from Squad Games and Luster's Workshop ran another amazing LVO. 131 players, was 160, but just had some drops because of the weather. but he ran the world's biggest kill team event. He ran another great LVO. I have to say thanks again to Jimmy Kelly, or Kimmy Jelly, as he's fondly known, for having me on Kill Team. It was super cool. Definitely going to do that in more events. It was so nice walking in and stuff. And yeah, all my friends there, like hanging out with everyone from the East and West Coast, all my international friends, like, you know, I saw Remy from France. It was so cool. Like, there's so many people, like, just too many. And I finally got to play people, like, my friends that I never got to play before. Like, you know, I got to play Chris, got to play Adrian. It was super cool. It was a super fun event. So I think I'm going to stick with Starstriders for the year. I really did enjoy them. I think after a month's practice, what really helped was the field team cards, because he made a special set for me, and I'm really appreciative of that, because it's the only way I could really play that team. But they're really fun. It's a very personal, reflective team. Like, they kind of play how you want them to, and they give you a lot of choice, but very fun. So I think I'm going to stick with them for the year, unless, like, I somehow ended up second best Chaos Cult player over the year for ITC, so that was cool. But also, yeah, thanks to Games Workshop and Frontline Gaming, they ran a really cool LVO, because, you know, Games Workshop are now in charge of ITC, and they're helping running that. They did the award ceremony, so we've got some proper Kill Team support. But yeah, it's super fun, and I had a great time. I'm incredibly jet-lagged, but I did a lot of cool things in Las Vegas, and if you wanted to go, I'd highly recommend you go to the next LVO. I think we've already got teams from France, Spain and Australia coming to go, because now LVO is a tournament you can't miss if you want to get the top ITC rankings. So hopefully we can get a team from the UK over, because it was me and Ryan Slater. But it was great, you know, just saw so many people had a lot of fun. I'm now just incredibly jet lagged. I'm behind on a lot of videos, but I have a lot of videos to make. And there's a very special video series that's coming back that I haven't done for a few months, that everyone's wanted. Some people have tried to take up the mantle, but only the original will do. But more on that next week, because it'll be all coming next week. I've got a lot of videos to do. I'm going to try and paint up some more kill teams. I might do another recap of the kill teams I've painted, because I've painted up like 10 kill teams, I think. But yeah, LVO was super cool. And, you know, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this vlog. What do you think? Was it pretty cool? I probably should have recorded in the main hall, but the lighting wasn't great. The Rio is not great, but everything else is fun. Penn and Teller great. And remember, I've got a Discord you can check out in the episode description below, and a affiliate link Element Games, and a Patreon as well if you want to give me some more support. And thanks to my patrons. I won't go through it now because this is a vlog and I'm very tired. But yeah, I'm not actually going to relax. I think I have another Kill Teams tournament scheduled this weekend. More of a casual tournament, but you know. I was kind of pleased, because overall I came 10th. Last year I came 4th overall and highest ranked UK player. This year I finished 10th and 4th highest UK player, which was actually quite surprising to me, because this year I actually haven't played as much as last year because of my new job and stuff. So this year I'm going to try and be more competitive again. It's difficult to balance with a YouTube channel and work, but I think I can do it. We'll see. I think one of the main things I learned was just sticking with a team. Originally it was going to be Hand of the Archon, then Ashes of Faith happened, and then I was going to be Halfkin, and then Ashes of Faith continued to happen with Commandos. The Starstriders, while they basically can't beat Commandos, maybe there's a chance once Commandos get nerfed again, along with the Ashes of Faith teams and other nerfs. But that's another video. But yeah, until next time, remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, as long as you can roll a crit.